South Africa has become a haven for the movement of illegal substances, a fact underlined by a drug bust worth over 100,000 rand in Limpopo this week. A big part of this trade is the sale of illicit cigarettes. To discuss the wide-ranging impact of illegal cigarette sales, we are now joined live by Thabang Bhebe from the Clear the Air campaign. Thabang, good morning. Welcome to ENCA on the Sunday morning. Now, we know illicit drug trafficking is a very big problem in South Africa. But how does it actually impact everyday South Africans, Thabang? It does seem you're just muted. If you could just unmute yourself, please. There we go.
Sorry about that. Morning and morning to your viewers. So just to answer your question, illicit trade in general, like cigarettes, contraband and drugs, affect everyday South Africans from an economic perspective, from a health perspective, and from a tax collection perspective that can go towards social services. And that's in general how it affects the normal South Africans, and also leading up to funding organized crime in general.
The other thing is that SARS, of course, loses billions through sin tax. Thabang, how does that cost trickle down to us as taxpayers?
So basically, we currently, as a country, in the process of compiling a budget. I mean, with the recent announcement by the finance minister, you'd know that without collecting sin tax, that has led to a budget deficit. And on just cigarettes alone, I mean, on tobacco alone, we lose over 20 billion in just VAT collection, and that trickles down in terms of money that can go to funding education, social services, health, you name it, and create jobs. I mean, a lot of farmers, tobacco farmers and the tobacco industry are bleeding jobs because of this issue.
Now, we know that the Border Management Authority has upped its game, right? We've got technology, state-of-the-art technology at our borders. We've got more feet or boots on the ground as well. Then it begs the question, Thabang, how do these drugs and illegal cigarettes still enter our borders undetected?
With the BMA, I mean, they have introduced body cams, smart scanners, but the syndicate is so well entrenched within our port of entry that they're still bypassing these systems that have been upgraded because of corrupt officials and corrupt law enforcement officials as well. So it's a well-oiled machine that has been running for years, and we are just reactive all the time. And that's how these contrabands, these illegal tobacco products, cigarettes, and other drugs are making their way through our ports of entry, because the number of volume, I mean, if you look at the border in Limpopo, Bay Bridge, the number of volume that flows through that border of imports and exports, and the number of technology that the BMA has introduced, it cannot keep up with checking every truck, every van, every car. So a lot of them still make their way into the country, and that's how we're not able to curb this problem.
But we have the inflow of all these illicit products because there's a demand for it in South Africa. The question is, who's buying these illicit products, Thabang, and where is the demand coming from?
Basically, because of a lack of, I would say, basically because of a lack of education from people. Most people don't know when they are buying, for example, illicit cigarettes, that they are buying things that are not legal, because of lack of awareness and education. Two is because these products are bypassing tax and they're being sold at a very cheap price. I mean, a box of cigarettes shouldn't cost by law less than 26 rand, because that is the taxable amount on every box, every 20 cigarettes. So if you get a cigarette box being sold for 10 rand, people, because of the economic situation that the country is currently in, and high poverty levels and inequality levels, will opt for the cheaper version. But a lot of people aren't aware that they are actually harming the economy and their health in general, because we don't know what these substances contain. So that's what's leading to the high demand, because of the relatively cheapness and accessibility of it, not just to smokers, but to minors as well. A lot of young kids are buying these products because they are accessible and they are affordable. And that's where the market is created. And that's where we urging law enforcement to intervene.
What sometimes is mind-boggling, Thabang, is what you just mentioned, the harming of our health as well. There's the harming of the economy, right, all of that, but the harming of our health. Many times we will have conversations about some of the harmful products, the harmful content of these illicit cigarettes, but still people continue to use them, perhaps due to the economic pressures that you just alluded to. If you could highlight a few of those dangerous ingredients of these illicit cigarettes, what would it be?
A lot of them contain carbon monoxide. That's the general tar that when you burn tobacco, that is the byproduct that is most harmful. But we've found through research that there's in one stick of cigarette, there's over 3,000 toxins that you're inhaling when you are taking these illicit cigarettes that we don't know what is contained inside, because they bypass even the South African standards. So that's what the research tells us. So I can't go through all over 3,000 of them, but the most harmful one is carbon monoxide and tar that is produced when you are burning tobacco, and these illicit cigarettes contain a lot of it. And yeah, like I said, there's over 3,000 toxic substances in one illicit cigarette.
Finally then, what are the warning signs of an illicit cigarette product the public should know? How do we know that this is an illicit cigarette product, beside the price range, of course?
Beside the price range, you would find that on the labels, on the box itself, if you're buying a 20 box, there is no warning labels, there is no health warning. The barcode, there's something wrong with it, the poor standard of the branding. And also you would find that it's not sold at major retailers. You don't find it in your normal retailers like your Spars, Pick n Pays and garage outlets. You only find these products being sold on the streets or in Pakistani and foreign national shops. But the major way to identify is pricing, and a box of cigarettes should never cost below 26 rand. It means it's illicit. And it should have clear warning signs, and it should have a gold stamp that SARS uses to track every box manufactured in the country. The other one is the dosage level. If it's too high, it's over 1.2, it's not allowed in South Africa. It's automatically too strong and it's illicit. So right. Those are the things that you need to look out for, yeah.
Well, very important conversation, important topic as well. Thank you so much, Thabang Bhebe, for your time this Sunday morning here on ENCA, talking to us about the true cost of illegal substances, illegal cigarettes in South Africa. It's